Here are the stories that we're tracking for you today. It's been about 50 years since Roe v. Wade granted women the constitutional right to have an abortion without excessive government restriction. Now, the clock is quickly turning back. The U.S. Supreme Court has refused to block Texas's new fetal heartbeat abortion law, the strictest ban on abortions in the country. The unsigned, one-paragraph, 5-4 decision came down almost a full 24 hours after the law took effect in the Lone Star State. Chief Justice John Roberts joined the 3 liberal justices in dissent.
We learned a lot last night about this conservative Supreme Court and, frankly, the fragility of Roe v. Wade. And Justice Sonia Sotomayor, she was really furious, and she issued this scathing dissent.
Sotomayor, writing in part, quote, "The court's order is stunning. Presented with an application to enjoin a flagrantly unconstitutional law engineered to prohibit women from exercising their constitutional rights, a majority of justices have opted to bury their heads in the sand." A state of emergency in the Northeast as the remnants of Hurricane Ida wreak havoc across the region. Catastrophic images circulated showing impassable streets, submerged roads and parkways, and flooded subway stations, homes, and apartments. New York Central Park observed a record 3.15 inches of rain an hour, more than Chicago averages in a month. The National Weather Service did something they rarely do and had never done before in New York City. First issued a flash flood warning, then upgraded that to a flash flood emergency. They only do that when there's threat to human life, and unfortunately there was. Dozens of people have died and many more have been rescued. Let's talk COVID misinformation and 2 of its biggest superspreaders, Donald Trump and Joe Rogan. New data from the Y-axis shows that in U.S. counties where Donald Trump won between 80 and 100% of the vote in the 2020 election, the death rate for COVID is 3 times higher than places where he won 20% or less of the vote. Rogan, a podcasting giant who has been dismissive of vaccination, announced Wednesday that he tested positive for COVID-19. In a brief video, Rogan listed off a litany of therapeutics and treatments he was trying to his 13 million plus Instagram followers, including ivermectin, a medicine used to kill parasites in livestock, best known as horse dewormer. The FDA has been urging people to stop ingesting ivermectin to treat or fight COVID-19, warning it can cause serious harm. Add this to the ESPN schedule. Wednesday night Crackdown. The NBA has informed teams that recently issued laws in both New York City and San Francisco about vaccine requirements will be enforced, including for players, for members of the New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors, unless there is an approved medical or religious exemption from taking part in them, according to a memo obtained on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, the Washington Nationals fired multiple employees over their refusal to get vaccinated, becoming the first MLB team to do so. The Nats are also parting ways with VP Bob Boone over his refusal to get the shot. The news comes after the Nationals, along with the Astros, informed non-uniform, full-time employees that they would be required to get vaccinated. The Orioles also informed all full-time and part-time year-round employees that they will need to be fully vaccinated by October 31st. A government really working for the people. The United States Federal Trade Commission is taking up one of the biggest issues of our time. Why the McHell are the McDonald's McFlurry machines always broken? The Wall Street Journal has reported that the FTC sent letters to McDonald's franchisees earlier this summer, seeking to get to the root of why the ice cream machines are always broken. News of the probe comes months after President Biden signed a right to repair executive order, which took aim at manufacturers that imposed limits on independent or DIY device repairs. Taylor Commercial Food Service, The company that makes the McFlurry machines has been accused of creating a device that is not only prone to breaking down, but is also extremely difficult to fix. A lawsuit filed against Taylor earlier this year alleges the company runs a, quote, repair racket and profits off the costly repairs. Taylor insists that is not the case.